All right, Real Guide to Better Health. This is just the first episode, I hope so. Real Guide to Better Health started out as an idea, a brochure, something to do, something to help myself put together what I was learning from these different sources and to be able to help myself with it, first and foremost, just to gather all the thoughts and ideas and what's going on from what I'm actually doing, like the experience, my personal experience. And now I've had the book, I've talked about this so many times. I've had the book written for a while now. Just scared to put it out. Formatting. I mean, these things are just excuses. I could pay somebody to do it. I could do it my own self over a period of time if I focus on it. But I ain't gonna lie, it really is the fear of them not wanting us to know this stuff, man. I see some people talking some stuff now and have, but I think it be only a matter of time. We'll see how this goes for these people, this person, whatever. Because you're talking about black people doing that. They have white people having to move to Mexico and Argentina and, you know what I mean, somewhere else, not here, not in the United States. You ain't doing that shit that work here. We practice medicine. We make bank. We make big bank. We got industries. Our shit so tight that we got a whole clique of things, spinoffs. Dialysis treatment is so big, it expanded beyond the hospital, and it's its own thing. I'm sure you can go to a hospital and get it, but it's its own thing on its own. And you got corporations running that shit, and they ain't never letting go unless you let go, unless we do better. And they have no choice but to close the doors or whatever. They help you to help themselves. They ain't helping you no more than and then it sort of not even help in a way. It can be help, but it's just a hindrance, if anything. Man, get it together. We got to get it together. That's not even, like they're taking advantage. You're not supposed to just be on that when you could change your lifestyle. And that's a temporary solution. It's not supposed to be permanent, but hey, it's a moneymaker. Once again, that, all the equipment, all the needles, that's a constant, needles and tubes and stuff that's constant. You need that all the time. You ain't got no business without that. Let alone the machine. You can have all the machines you want. Without those things, you got nothing. That's a daily. So, there's this giant one-time buys, and then they have the things you need daily. They can't live without it. Cancer treatment centers. They got so many things. It's just like on its own. Outside of that, hospitals all over the place. They're taking advantage of us. All of us. But especially us. So I'm going to start laying it down a little bit better about, what to do, how to do, at least from my point of view. Because even the ones, to me, a lot of people lying, misleading, whatever, or they misled their own self. Also, not to mention, the power of the subconscious mind is a motherfucker. Whatever we believe is what it is, So much, if we believe it enough, we can manifest it. Sickness or health or starvation, different things that you might think you have no control over. And perhaps consciously, we don't. But subconsciously, we believe, you know, like, for example, that protein, we believe we need this. And people have this stuff figured out to an exact science, right? We need this many grams of protein daily, or you die. You need this many grams of, you know, this, that, and the other, or else what? You know, it doesn't, and it does not work like that at all. But it does, because what I just said, the power of belief. And most people believe that, like it's a mass thing. Most people believe that that's the way it is. Most people believe shit, they can't even live without food for a couple of days, the way it seems. And that actually is what we need to do. We have to cleanse ourselves, man. In these times, when it's spring, and when it's fall, when it's spring, I say 4 times a year, for sure. At least 2. At least those 2 times. So like daylight saving stuff. You know, you got to, or suffer consequences. And so I've proven to myself, I'm gonna hopefully do a better job with this, but you know, bear with me. I've proven to myself that that stuff is not true. It's myth. The protein, the calories, whatever things don't. I mean, can't you see? Especially, you know, like you could work out so hard, you know, running, whatever, doing different things that's supposed to burn X amount of calories per whatever, but you find out real quick that it don't necessarily work like that. It can, but usually it's just more complicated than that. It might work to an extent, but there's just so many factors. And the main thing is eating, excessively eating. And the myth of the 3 meals a day myth. Well, you can't, you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They pushing shit, man. They selling stuff. They selling their products, and they selling their medicine and their treatments. They're selling death and insurance. Hey, this is only for those. I know this is not a perfect video, but this is only for those that want this information, that want to change their life, want to do better, understand that you got to get outside of that box or that whatever, three hots in a cot mentality, 3 hot meals. Well, this encouraged me. So I mean, I live it. I'm studying, I live it. I'm healthy for, I would say, any age. You know, if I was 20, I'm healthy. I'm healthy for a 20-year-old, but of course, obviously, I'm not 20. But I'm healthy, man. All my data, all my stats, blood pressure, whatever, you know, all of these things, I believe, through living a healthy lifestyle and making certain choices, man, believe me, they're not all perfect. I mess up. I say this a lot. I mess up. I make mistakes. I'm a damn sugar addict. That's in a chocolate, but not chocolate, because chocolate is bitter as shit. You know, dressed up chocolate like they do us. and make it taste so good and so attractive, irresistible. And that shit is very fattening. And whatever else it does, you know, I mean, that's just one factor. So, but even with that, I do my best to keep it to a minimum. And I have my moments where you know, I mean, hey, you're going to keep going with this, you know what's going to happen. Or you're going to stop this. So it's kind of like a tug of war with it. Hey, I ain't going to lie. See these dudes, these gurus, always acting like they got it all together. They don't do nothing wrong, evidently. And, you know, and on the other hand, not the same gurus, but health gurus be dying. They just suddenly die. The motherfuckers just drop dead. Abbed up and everything. So sometimes they lie. They be getting plastic surgeries, liposuction. Who knows? Who knows how far you can go with lying in the health industry and you're not actually doing the work. Some of your shit is supplemented with medical procedures and stuff, you know. How would you know? How would you know? Because I guess people can be perfect and never ever fall back on their diet in any way, shape, or form. I find it hard as fuck to believe because we're in this world. And a lot of people are way more in the world than I am. Or maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's a lot of people are isolated and they're not around restaurants and people and they don't go out to dinners and things. And, you know, I find it difficult. The more people you're around, the harder that shit is. Because it's always want to pull you somewhere to eat some shit that you know you shouldn't be eating. And all that stuff is addictive, man. I find myself at a time compromising, eating some fish or whatever. And it take, you know, it'll take a long time, but you know, you'll be eating that fish for a few times and a few times and a few times or whatever until you realize that it's not cooperating with your body and you end up letting that go again. But it's addictive, it's challenging. It is. Anyhow, I'm gonna cut this off right now. Just stay up, be encouraged. Hopefully I can encourage you. I do this. You know I make these videos, I get out here. This is a big part of it. Getting your walk on to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability. Make that time. That shit's hard. And that's hard. And it's hard to start and it's hard to stay dedicated to it to any level of that when the habit of you and everybody you know is not to do that shit. It's to go get some donuts or something. Oops. Okay then, I'm out. Till next time.